can I tell you a little bit about how I went into the world of writing?
Absolutely.
I was there for a business conference in Srinagar. I wasn't there on a writing trip. I wasn't even a writer. I hadn't written anything longer than a couple of pages. I was in Srinagar on account of a conference. I ended up going there. My flight back to Bombay got cancelled. So again, I had time. I got out again in the car and I told the driver, I said, let's drive around. This was around 2002. And it was peak militancy, so getting around was difficult. And he took me to this tomb in the heart of Srinagar, which is known as Roza Bal. And Roza Bal means tomb of the Prophet. The interesting thing is that there is a peer, a Muslim peer from the 13th century who's buried there. His name is Nasiruddin. But there is an earlier burial which dates back to the origin of the tomb, which is 112 AD, so 2000 years old. And that is not an Islamic burial, but an east-west burial, not with the head pointing towards Mecca, but east-west, which is an ancient Jewish custom. And outside the tomb, there is a metallic plate which has a pair of human feet with the cross marks indicating where the nails for a crucifixion would have been hammered. And the common folklore is that this was the final resting place of Jesus Christ. And people, I want to tell you today that, we think that we go out looking for stories. No, don't make that mistake. We don't look for stories. Stories look for us. Stories come looking for us. It's just that we don't know that that story is looking for us. So that story came looking for me. And then I ended up spending another year and a half. Now, that's again where the MBA came in. Because had it not been for that discipline, that rigor of research, during that 18 months, I must have read at least 50 plus books on various related subjects. I must have picked up the phone and spoken to probably at least another few dozen people who were more knowledgeable about it than me. Eventually, it reached a point where my wife said, Ashwin, it's impossible to have a conversation with you because the only thing you want to talk about is the tomb. You have to find a way to get this out of your system. And that's when I started actually writing up a thesis. I was writing up a thesis to be able to prove to myself that there was something more than what meets the eye.
This wasn't on an Excel sheet, though.
But partly Excel, partly Word. And I gave it to my wife and I said, read it. And the next morning she said, congratulations. So I was very happy. I said, that means she's liked it. And then she turns around and says, no, congratulations, because I think, Ashwin Sanghi, you have discovered the cure for insomnia. It is so utterly boring. Within the first couple of pages, I was out for the count. She said, who's going to read this? And that was the moment it struck me that if I want this material to reach people, I have to tell a story. I cannot simply produce a bunch of facts. That's what I did. So for me, storytelling will always be an integral part of my life.